We're headed to Johns Hopkins tomorrow to take part in the CSF study. She's going to get a lumbar puncture and her MRI. I just wanted to show some people that might be interested in coming to Baltimore what it entails when you get here. There's different modes of transportation into the city. Of course, there's a cab. We're right now in the baggage claim. We just follow the signs to baggage claim and transportation. We came down here. One side is a super shuttle. The super shuttle will take you door to door. You can, I think it's $13 a person. You can go here to wherever your hotel is in the downtown Inner Harbor area where I think most people will stay. And they have signs up here. We chose to take the light rail. The light rail is like a small train. It runs down towards the Inner Harbor where we're staying. The light rail is $1.60 a person. It's a barrier-free. All the stations are barrier-free, so wherever you get off at, you'll be able to take a wheelchair. We're here in October, and the weather's gorgeous, so we're going to take the light rail. We don't think that's going to be a problem for us. It's an honor system type pay. We have to get a ticket out of the machine, and then we're going to get off at Camden Yards, and we'll see what happens after that. I'll try to more on our way back. If you do take a taxi into town, it's about $35. That includes the tip and all. If you rent a car, the hotel, you have to pay for hotel parking. Our parking here is about $20 a night. It might be from $17 to $20 a night for parking. It gets a little expensive eating out at all the downtown and Inner Harbor restaurants. You might want to take advantage of using the cafeteria at Johns Hopkins occasionally. We had lunch there yesterday afternoon. They have like a fast food section with burgers and pizza, Subway, and then they have a hot food section. We've left from the Inner Harbor area and have used taxis to go to Johns Hopkins. It's been about $6.50. That doesn't include the tap. We have no problem with getting the wheelchair into the cab trunk. Everything's been fine with that. The cab drivers have been very nice and very helpful. Valet parking, I know they have parking on lot at Johns Hopkins, but since some of you are coming in the winter and if it's raining, I don't know, you might not be able to park in the lot. You might have to do valet parking. When we get there, I'll take a little video to see how much the valet parking, if it's necessary that you have to do that, so you get an idea of what that'll cost also. We're going to try to film a little bit of Johns Hopkins. I was told yesterday to put the camera away, but we're going to see how it goes later on. We'll talk to you later. This valet parking, where's the sign? There you go, in case you for some reason can't park further off site. And it is no credit cards, cash only, just so you know that. And we're going to go in now and get Courtney ready for the procedure. We're going to get the injection. Yeah, Courtney's going to get the injection. A little bit of a mess up with our time schedule, but we're here now. We're waiting for Courtney to get prepped to go in. This is Karen. Karen, turn around. This is who you'll be meeting here if you haven't met her already. She's doing some work on the computer. Here's some exam rooms. We're in the neurology lumbar puncture clinic where that's all they do is lumbar punctures. And we'll see if we can shoot some video in a little bit. Well, what'd you think of it, Court?
There was a little pressure that you felt, but that was a piece of cake.
Yep.
The hardest part of it was staying still while they were draining.
Right, yeah, it takes a little while to drain it out, but other than that, everything's good, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to go back to the hotel. We're going to have you rest for a few hours, keep you down. You have to drink a lot of fluids to replace the fluids they took out, and so you'll have an easy day today. And maybe we'll go out to dinner later on tonight if you feel up to it, and then we'll fly out tomorrow. But everything's good on the whole, right?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Adios. Hopefully to the procedure. I think the worst part of the procedure, Courtney said, is when they injected the Novocaine in her back. It hurts. Novocaine stings and burns a little bit. And it hurt for a minute, but then after that, you don't really feel too much other than some pressure. The whole procedure, once they started, took 10 to 15 minutes at the very most. Then she had to lay there for about a half hour. And I actually think we probably got her up a little too soon. One of the side effects of the procedures are headaches, because when you take that volume of fluid out of the spinal canal, it just gives you a headache. We went to eat in the cafeteria, and by the time we were done, I think Courtney's top of her head felt like it was going to pop off. We had some Excedrin with us. It would be a good idea if you bring ibuprofen or Tylenol for a headache afterwards. You really have to push a lot of fluids on them. Caffeine fluids are good. She had a Mountain Dew at lunchtime. Mountain Dew and Coke are like really good. Coffee isn't good because it really dehydrates you, but you really have to, especially since we're flying out tomorrow, and the flying, with the pressure of the flying, you just want to hydrate your kid really good before we go off. What else to tell you? We're in the Ann Harbor now for dinner. Tons and tons of restaurants, anything you can want. Cheesecake Factory, Chicago Uno Pizza, burger joints, souvenir type of things. Everything is like ramps like this. There's no stairs, so you can get everywhere with a wheelchair really easily. Like I said, we have great weather. Right in front of us here is the Ed Kane water taxi. This thing you could take wheelchairs on. It's $9 a person. It goes all around the harbor if you don't want to walk. This goes from our hotel, which is on the harbor close to Little Italy. It goes to Fells Point, which is another kind of historic area. It goes to Canton, which is supposed to be another cutesy area. We didn't do that. We just basically stayed around our hotel. We went to Italy one night to eat dinner. But if you just feel like getting out and it's not too cold, you might want to try the water taxi. That's about it. We're going to take the light rail back tomorrow. I'll shoot some more film so you can see what the light rail is like, in case anybody wants to take that back from the airport. And I guess the water taxi's off, and we'll talk to you more later. Tried to get on the water taxi, and they are not handicap accessible. The person has got to be able to actually walk up onto the boat, even though you could get a wheelchair up on the ramp. They're not officially handicap accessible, so forget about the water taxi idea. Sorry. We're headed back to the airport. These machines are all over the place. This is where we get our tickets at. You don't need exact change. You put your money in and just pick a one-way ticket for $1.60 for me, and it's 55 cents for Courtney because there's a disability ticket. And then we'll get off at the airport. Let's see. So all the light rail stops have a ramp that leads you up to the train. There's a green button that you need to press so they open the door for you. And what they do is they just lay out a ramp between the platform here, and you roll on, and you just sit right behind the conductor. The light rails are they're very clean. A lot of people coming and going from the airport. It seems completely safe. Of course, we only have done it during the day. The cabs, there's a sign on the cabs that there's the airport right there. You walk right into the airport. The cab fare is $30, and then you have to pay a tip from the airport. There's a sticker on the cab saying that's what they charge, so it'll let them charge any more. The only problem with taking the light rail is getting from the light rail stop to your hotel, because there's not like any cabs right at the light rail stops. The convention stop seems closest to most of the hotel. You could probably walk to Pratt and hail a cab to your thing. But you just have to figure out which way you're going and what's going to be best for you and what you're more comfortable for. We traveled very light with just a carry-on bag. The cab drivers, some of them were helpful, some of them weren't. Some just popped their trunk and let you put the wheelchair in the back and didn't offer any assistance. Some of them did help us. I guess you could probably put, if you have a suitcase, a larger suitcase, you can probably put it in the front seat with the cab driver. It's kind of a, if you take Southwest Airlines, it's kind of a long walk from Southwest to the light rail stop here, maybe 10 minutes. I mean, but you're all inside of the airport and everything, so there's a lot of things to weigh, whichever you think is going to work best for you when you come. Good luck on your journey.